Good morning. So, this is a very simple, laid back day with me where I don't have anything like show wise or have to be anywhere other than an appointment later in the day. So, here's me just waking up in the morning. Every morning, I do what's called morning pages. If you've read The Artist's Way, yes, girl. Welcome to the good life. If you haven't, basically, I'm not trying to be exclusive, but I do highly suggest it. It kind of gets you out of any rut that you're in creatively or work-wise or life-wise. And a big tenet of the Artist Way is the morning pages where you just write for about 30 minutes, or they describe it as 3 pages total, uninterrupted, as soon as you wake up in the morning. Oh, here I go lighting a candle. That really helps set the vibe too. I'm not supposed to have an interruption, but alas, an interruption has been made for vibes. But I'm a writer, so I like to do all my writing on the computer because that's where I do things. So every morning I write for 30 minutes uninterrupted. Well, unless there's a vibe check on my computer. Sometimes my cat here joins me, Tiger. He's like a little dead weight on my arms. So it's kind of an extra exercise. At first I was like, do I trust this? And then I was like, oh, I see exactly what they meant. Sometimes you are ruminating on a bad dream or a bad previous day or something that you have anxiety about. And it doesn't necessarily erase all of those thoughts, but it kind of lets you address them up front in the morning. And then you're like, okay, I said hello to them and now I can move on with my other things. And then I find with my other work things or creative things that I have going on, oh, goodbye, cat. It's very helpful to just get it all on the pages as soon as you wake up. And it's just a nice little routine. And you're not really supposed to read them back. But every now and then I'm like, that was funny stuff. You should keep going. I don't know why I look so sad when I'm doing this. I must have had a bad dream or something. Maybe Harry was doing something naughty. Oh, yawn, girl. Yeah, I'm a big yawner. In this whole video, this was a tired day for me. Now it's breakfast time. I never used to be the same breakfast every day, different day type gal, but I have become that. I find that this morning breakfast routine is my fave and just gets me jazzed for the day. I do a bowl of oatmeal with bananas, cinnamon, honey, and a sprinkle of chocolate chips if I'm feeling nasty. And 2 kiwis, no more, no less. If you see, I have 2 different types of kiwis there. That lighter yellow one is a sun gold kiwi, and then the classic green kiwi, I just call it the classic kiwi. I don't know if it has a distinct name, it probably does. Nevertheless, both have different things going for it. The lighter kiwi has more vitamin C than an orange, and then the greener kiwi has a ton of fiber. So I feel like if I put them together, then you can't lose. So that's what I've been doing every morning. Oh, can't forget, in my oatmeal, I also put a handful of walnuts in there. Yeah, I don't love walnuts plain, but if I mix it in the oatmeal, then I forget about it. And then I'm like, okay, I hear these are good brain foods. So let's get it going in there. So it's a high fiber breakfast. And I kind of just sit in my chair, look around at the world, stare at Honey Bear, look at my greatest creation right in front of me. Take a few moments to myself before the day gets really started. Sometimes I do some scrolling on the internet, but other times I just get lost in my thoughts. There's a lot going on. If you've ever seen SpongeBob, you know the fine dining and waitering episode where all of a sudden they're like, Squidward's like, delete everything in your brain but fine dining and waiting. And then the brain just like lights on fire. My brain's like the version of it when it's on fire. Like there's just so much going on and I feel like you relate. Honey Bear wants my food. It's like, what, girl? Taking a quick stop to the gym before we get back to our duties for the day. So we're just gonna get a quick workout in. It's always like this happens. I got so tired right before, like, should we do it? And then after, if I don't work out, I feel so bad. And then if I do work out, I'm like, oh, thank God I worked out. Even if it's a little workout. I hate that that's so the way it is. Gotta make this ass bigger. Here's me showered and back from the gym, and I am doing some editing. Most of my days are honestly filled with editing. I actually really love editing, but boy, is it time consuming. I am always asked, like, why don't you get someone else to do your editing if it takes so long? It's just like, there are a lot of great editors, and but I just felt like when I was starting my YouTube channel, I just wanted to have a handle on the editing and make it as personal as I could. And, you know, I'm never going to say never. I mean, there might be a time where an extra editor is nice to have on hand, especially if I start putting out more videos during the week. But I like editing my stuff. By the end of it, I'm like, geez, I don't want to look at myself. God forbid I hear myself say another word. But I do like the creative aspect of editing. I do this for a couple hours each day. So I'm going to do this up until I have to leave for my nail appointment. Now I'm off to the nail salon. It's 2 weeks before Halloween, so it will be my Halloween set. I'm in between doing one for my costume, which I'm also in between my costume now that I'm celebrating it with my nephew. I was gonna be Jinx from Arcane, but I'm kind of worried that makeup and those eye contacts will freak him out. So I'm not sure if I'm gonna be him or be Mau Mau from Apothecary Diaries, which I feel like is super easy and cute, and probably less expensive too. So I don't know exactly what I'm gonna do on the nail front, which is probably gonna piss off my girl Han. And after I get my nails done, last day of my tax extension, I applied for a tax extension. Basically everyone in LA got a go-ahead tax extension because of the fires. So I was like, oh yeah, I don't feel like doing them right now in this April. So let's go forward with that extension. And obviously I waited to basically the very last minute to finalize my taxes. And that's classic, but they're basically finished. I just have a meeting with my tax person, and then I'm going to finalize it and get that over with and out of my mind until next April. It's like, why for what? Honestly, I need you guys to give me a PowerPoint presentation of what my taxes are actually serving. Because what I've been seeing is a bunch of BS. A bunch of stuff that actually makes me feel really bad about my tax money going there. And I don't mind paying taxes. I just want to be paying for stuff that matters and helps everyday citizens. Is that okay? Emphasis on the helps everyday citizens. I think I have enough time to get a tea or coffee from the store next door before my nail appointment. Yeah, I'm just kind of doing a simple day in the life where I don't have any serious work events or I don't have any shows that I'm taping. So I'm kind of just bopping around town, doing business as usual, and running some errands on the way. Okay? Come along with me. Will you be my friend? Okay. I won't be creepy for the rest of the day, okay? Okay, hi, just got my nails done. So cute. Classic me to be like, I think I'm gonna do it based on my Halloween costume. I also don't know which Halloween costume I'm doing. Am I doing Jinx from Arcane or am I doing Mau Mau from Apothecary Diaries. Then I get in there and I'm like, so maybe something with green or burgundy, because I'm like, okay, maybe I should do Mau Mau from Apothecary Diaries because I don't think it will freak out my nephew, and I think it's just like cute, and it kind of goes with their costumes too. And then I ended on green tortoiseshell, and then it kind of is green. It's hints of green with a really light brown. I actually have my aunt's 50th birthday coming up the day after Halloween, and I'm wearing a brown dress, so it's kind of perfect. Just get the nails. Cute. So little tea, I filmed a little bit. There was this lady who came in. I feel so bad for nail artists. I feel like half the people are super nice and then half the people are super, what's the word? Super entitled. And they come in there and they're just like, the world revolves around me. And if you guys aren't ready, then I'm gonna throw a fit. And her person wasn't ready and she like threw this fit over it. And I was like, okay, wow, saying that. And she was like this blonde, maybe in her 50s, super cute style. Just, you could just tell she's probably important at work, and she definitely thinks she's very important. And her assistant showed up, and I just know the type. If you've ever been an assistant, especially in LA, you know what I'm talking about. It's like they are not easy people to deal with. Then she was like gonna leave and she's like, so how long will it take? And they're like, oh, you're waiting? And she's like, yeah, of course I'm waiting, and tried to kind of change her tune. And then finally the guy was ready for her. The girl had gotten up to wash her hands who was with him. Her bag was still on the chair and her purse and water bottle were still, or her purse was still on the chair, her water bottle was still there, all her belongings were still there. And the woman just sat in the chair. And I was like, oh God, this is gonna be tense. But the girl got out of the bathroom and she was probably more like me, where she's just like, I knew this, I could smell this lady stink from a mile away, I'm just not gonna deal with it. So she goes, excuse me, and she goes to grab the bag. The lady doesn't even like acknowledge her existence. She just kind of moves an inch forward so she can grab her bag. I was like, you are so rude. Like, you sat on her stuff. She's saying, excuse me, and you don't even give her eye contact? Like, girl, chillax. You're getting your nails done. How hard is your life, really? The girl, at least, who was so... She just was, like, taking the higher road and decided to negate the road to hell with this woman. Her nails looked amazing. And I was like, yes, queen, you deserve it. Now I'm eating this super dank croissant. My nails are done. I got a dank ass croissant. Life is good, Habibis. I'm on my way home now, and I just saw this girl's story. This friend of mine post on her story. She's doing a day in the life. And she was posting her Starbucks order, and she was like, I guess oat milk is bad for you now. Everything is bad for you in 2025. And I was like, I was just saying this because I yesterday just read an article that said basically all protein powders are bad for you and have an unhealthy amount of lead in it. I was like, what do you mean you guys are putting lead in? I don't know if they're putting it in or like the process that makes it gets lead, but they tested all of these major protein powders, 2 of which I use, that are like organic, pea protein, vegan, no added sugar, and it's like, oh, but there's lead in there. So it was basically saying that most protein powders you shouldn't have more than once a week, and if you're having them every day, then you are digesting an unhealthy amount of lead. What the helly? What the hell, guys? Like, seriously, it's like you think you're being healthy. Everyone's like, you need protein, you need protein. Then you're like, okay, then I'll do protein shakes and add protein into shit. No. No, now you have lead in your system. Cool. I'm kind of back to square one, not sure. I feel like I'm on one protein that's not on the list, and I don't know if it's like a women's protein. I can't tell if it's not on the list because they just didn't test it, or if it's safe. I don't know, man. I don't know. So, just something for you to know. This dimension sucks sometimes. I guess Harry took Honey Bear to work, so I just called to let him know I was on my way, and he's like, can you pick up your daughter? Yeah, she might be. Some days she's a handful. I'm gonna go pick up Honey Bear, then we're gonna head home and get some more work done before I have this tax meeting. And yeah, that's what's on the agenda right now, but who knows? Things just keep getting added, you know? It's so fun. Face pretty, I know I could probably win a pageant, baby. I be feeling like a magnet, baby. Now we're gonna visit H on one of his job sites when I get Honey Bear. Jeez, it's crowded. There he is with Pops. Hi. Hi, Honey Bear. Hi, Rusty. Hi. Hey. Hi, Pops.
Hi.
He's busy. Okay, should I pick her up?
Well,
But you brought me over
I
here.
just want to see you.
Oh my gosh. Are you serious? I would come say hi for you. This guy. Laundry. Closet.
Yeah. Little closet sitch. How was your thing with
You want to see?
Yep.
No. How delightful.
Oh, yeah, those are
Salute the real bitches. Salute the real.
Salute!
Salute the real.
I just woke up from a pretty nice nap. 45 minutes. Solid. And now I'm gonna write. I have 2 scripts I'm working on right now, and one of them I'm co-writing with one of my besties, Roxy, and we just are, right now we're at this point where we're loving our second draft of this script, but we're refining character notes. To us, characters being really strong and funny and know who they are and unique are probably the most important to us. We're like huge character lovers. So that and the story, but we're really happy with what the story is. So we nailed that. Now we're just refining the characters to making sure there's the cohesion from the start to finish and who the characters are and what their arcs look like. And we're just kind of at this point where that's this week's question that we're working on to move forward with probably the final act of the second draft of our script. So I'm just waking up a little. I'm just gonna kind of brainstorm and write a little. I'm switching into business mode because my tax meeting is about to begin with my guy Caesar. I've been dreading this phone call. Watch it be like so straightforward and simple. Okay, thank you, Caesar. Oh, get some tea today, okay? Herbal. Yeah, and tequila. Both are good. Okay, thank you. Bye. Okay. Hell yeah. That's done. My friend Mark Ellis, he's a comedian. If you don't know, now you know. He's so funny, and Harry loves him. Him and Harry just hit it off. Just hit it off instantly, and we've seen I think a few of his shows, but we love live comedy shows, and we haven't gone in so long. And then today Mark posted that he's gonna be back at the Comedy Store, which he's always at 8:45, which is kind of nice because it's late, so it gives us time to get other work done and not deal with traffic. And he said he could get us tickets, but then I said, let me check with Harry. And then we're in, if it's still possible. I just talked to Harry before, and he said he was down. So maybe I will be heading to that. For now, I'm going to get a little bit more work done. Okay, we are on the way to a last-minute comedy show. My new bedtime as of this week officially has been 9 p.m. and they go on at 9:30. So, your girl's living on the edge.
Rocking it.
Rocking it.
Rolling it.
Rolling it. What else?
What else you need?
What else you need? Exactly. Yeah, he said it's going to be a light crowd, but he won't do crowd work on us. And I was like, Harry loves attention, so
No,
either way.
What's wrong with you? Like that.
I did say that hoping he knows you well enough that that's like the opposite of what we both are, like, really try not to get in an area where crowd work could happen to us.